Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy Marcus D. Porter, man. What's good with you, man? Hey, I want to come back with a part 2 of this video into what's new for 2022 when it comes to your boy and his businesses, man. So let's go ahead and get it popping, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. So the first video, part 1, I talked about me focusing on photography as far as weddings and branding. When it comes to wedding photography and videos and branding photography. And so I talked about my niche, and so that's one thing that I niche down to when it comes to the studio. But there's another side of my business, and it's education. And it's something that it holds dear to my heart, man, because I'm an educator at heart. I actually went to school for elementary education, and taught in the private sector for a little bit, man. And I love teaching, man. But you know, I kind of steered away from that because I did not want to teach in the school system with all the restrictions and guidelines. And my educators out there know what I'm talking about, man. You know, just following those strict guides and, you know, just trying to teach kids, even though they're not catching up. It's just, it can be very challenging teaching in the school system and also not getting paid your worth. So it was just something I just did not want to do. Okay. And so, but I still had this urge in me to teach and to educate and to help people, man. It's a part of my core values, man. I love to inspire people. You know, I'm very creative. I love to lead out, and I love to just, you know, teach, you know, help people. So one of the things that I've just done all my life is just teach. It's just help people. I love learning things. I love learning something new. I love learning something and then teaching it to someone else, and then seeing someone else get the hang of it or get it and they soar with it. It gives me a certain satisfaction that I just really can't explain, to know that you had some type of doing in helping someone else grow or achieve something in life. And so, you know, the whole mission, you know, it's just to make this world a better place, you know, to leave it better off than how you found it. And so I really want to make my mark on this earth in making sure that I use the knowledge and the wisdom that God has given me to bless others and to help others and reach back, you know. And so teaching does that for me, man. And so in my business, I am a photographer. I am a videographer. And throughout my journey, I've had a couple of mentors along the way. And even in that, I had to put in the hustle, the grind, to learn how to sharpen my skills, learn how to cut on the camera. And my mentors are great mentors. And even in that same sense, you have to put in the work. You know, you have to put in the grind. And, you know, your mentor is not going to sit there and, you know, teach you how to hold your camera or how to go through your settings, you know, or hold your hand every day and tell you, hey, you need to get up and let's go shoot today. Like there's a certain level of discipline and taking some type of initiative on your own to learn your own craft and to put in that work. You know, that's something that a mentor or anybody in this world, they can't do for you. Even if you go to the gym, you have to go home. And even though your trainer may be there guiding you through your workouts, at the end of the day, when you go home, it's what you put in your body. And so your trainer is not gonna take a fork out of your kitchen and put the fork in your mouth. That's the beauty of it. You know, you have to be able to pick up your own fork and feed yourself healthy food and not junk food. And so that's the same thing with photography, man. You have to go into your own house, your own studio. You have to get your own camera, and you have to go out there and you have to shoot. You have to practice. You have to get that experience. And so that's a part of, you know, education that is, you know, that's the responsibility of each individual, is to sharpen your own skills. You know, you can learn from online, you can learn from teachers, but if you're not sharpening your own skills, what are you doing? And so that's something that I really love, being that inspiration to, a lot of mentees, is just encouraging them to sharpen their skills. And I just don't only teach you skills, but I'm an encourager. I'm going to stay in your ear. I'm going to continue to encourage you. If you have questions, I'm always going to, answer those questions to the best of my ability. Now, I do get a lot of questions when it comes to, hey, what camera do you use, or what light did you use, or how did you retouch that photo? And really, it's been kind of overwhelming to get all these questions and responses on how to do this or how to do that. And so I said to myself, won't I just create a online educational platform? Just go ahead and create some like one-on-one mentoring sessions or do some workshops. And so what I did is I created one-on-one mentoring, and I started mentoring people one-on-one. And I put a fee with that for my time and for my knowledge and me doing all that work for my mentees. And crazy thing is that people started paying for it. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, people are paying for it, and I'm being myself. I'm using some of my own teaching strategies. I'm using some of those strategies that I've learned throughout my educational years, and I'm putting in the work. And the crazy thing is the response that I got back from people who've done one-on-one mentoring. And people love my style of teaching. I'm very raw, I'm very authentic, I'm very real. What you see is what you get. And I love doing the hands-on because I'm a hands-on person, but I also have a guide because sometimes I can go off track a little bit because my ADHD kick in and I'm over here and over there and over there. And so I kind of write things out to kind of outline things, but I also love just doing hands-on experience because I feel like hands-on experience is the quickest way to get you where you need to get to. Because I can tell you how to do it, but the real learning and training doesn't come until you start doing it, and getting that experience. And so when you do one-on-one sessions with me, I like to do it. I don't like to just tell you this is how you cut your light on. I like to tell you how to do it, but then you got to do it for me, or you got to pose the model. I want you to do it. I don't care if you mess up. I don't care if you don't know how. That's the whole process is. I feel like we learn through experience, but we also learn through writing down these tips and these tricks. And so that's the key of mine. We write it down, and I usually don't. Sometimes I'll have guides, but sometimes I won't give the guide until the end of the session, because when you come in, I want you to put pen to paper. I want you to write down these tips. I want you to write down these secrets. I want you to write down these problems to these solutions to these problems. So that way you're writing down the vision, you're writing down your training. But then at the end you get the guide, it's already written down for you. But it's something that's the power in when you write things down, how it kind of retains in your brain and in your heart. So that's kind of like my method into teaching, is just hands-on experience. And so I love teaching, man, one-on-one. And then I love doing workshops. Workshops is real cool. I've done a photo walk a couple of times, and just seeing like how many photographers would come out to the photo walk. It's just amazing, man. That there's so many people out there that's willing to learn. And so I created this online platform, and it's in its beginning stages. And I created a platform. It's called Marcus D. Porter Education. And what I do is I teach beginners the basics and understanding what it is that they need to get started in shooting, and giving them the tips and the skills needed to start shooting. And it's from beginners to intermediates. And so whether it's shooting, whether it's learning about your camera settings, not your camera, some of your camera settings, whether it's learning about ISO, aperture, shutter speed, composition. I also have some video courses on, frames per second, slow motion, using tripods and gimbals and lighting. and all that jazz is in my beginner course. I also teach about, a question I get is, hey man, what's the best laptop to use for photographers, or what's the best laptop for videographers? I also got a piece in that course that help you get the settings or the specs that you need, so that way it doesn't matter what computer you buy, whether it's a Mac computer or a Windows computer or a Surface tablet. If you have an understanding of the settings, then you can buy you can figure out whatever piece of iPad or laptop you need for your editing purposes, because I don't tell you what to buy. I tell you the specs you need so you can buy what you want, so it's in this field, it's not about, oh, you need to get a MacBook Pro, or you need to get a Canon, or you need to get a Sony. It's about, teach me the specs, teach me, what's the specs behind it? How many megabytes do I need? How big of an SSD? What about the graphics card that I need to handle video editing? If I can tell you the gigabytes or the specs and what to look out for, it doesn't matter, what computer you get, as long as you got the right specs. And if you got the right, tools, and, you don't have to get the biggest and baddest and the most expensive thing out there to do quality work. And so that's what I teach, that's what I teach in my online course. And also in my online course, that's just one course. And in that one course alone, it's called Camera Basics. And in that one course alone, I have over like 50 videos. And those 50 videos are kind of like what you see here is what you get. I'm just going to give you the information like you're sitting here right here at the desk with me, or you're standing right next to me. I'm going to just give you the information. And I get right to it. And it's a great course for beginners to intermediates. And I got more courses coming out. I got a headshot course that I'm working on. I'm hoping to do some studio courses, some natural light, off-camera flash, and some video courses, hopefully coming soon, that I can put on my online platform. So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about the online education. I'm excited about the one-on-one mentoring and continuing that. And I'm also excited about focusing on this in 2022. Is doing more workshops. No, I'm not gonna say doing more workshops, but doing a workshop. I've done photo walks, but now it's my time to step out there and teach people, do some small workshops. I've been saying I wanted to do this for a long time, and so now it's time for me to move in my purpose and help other people. And and I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be at the top of my game to be able to give back. There's a certain level of knowledge and wisdom that I have that can help, beginner to intermediate photographers build their brand and build their business. And one thing that me and my wife been working on is pushing me to do a course on how to help people reach their first six figures, or what's the 6-figure guide to hit that goal, 6K, 6 figures, 100K in a year. And so I feel confident that I can teach people on how to do that. And so that's something else to look out for in 2022. So 2022 is about honing in on education and educating people and sharing what I've learned over the years and giving back to, the people who are wanting to be photographers or videographers. And lastly, I want to help entrepreneurs, because I do have a lot of entrepreneurs who are shifting into a do-it-yourself mindset. And, sometimes, we want to film content, we want to create content, but we don't know the right camera to get, or we don't know, how to turn on the camera, or what settings to use in certain situations. And so that's where I come into play, and that's where my online courses come into play, because I get to help entrepreneurs be do-it-yourselfers. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool too. And it's crazy because I teach some of my clients how to shoot video or how to shoot photos, but they still book me for their brand shoots, which is real cool. But I'm not there every day to help them shoot content, which is pretty cool, man. So I love what I do. Let me just show you guys my online mentoring website, and then I'm gonna show you guys my online courses so you guys can at least see what they look like. Okay, so I'm gonna take you to my screen here, and so I'm going to start. This is my education page. I'm just going to start with my one-on-one education, and so this is my education site here. So it's marcusdporter.com/education, and so here is where you can find my one-on-one courses. Okay, and so I have something called the focus package. It's like a 90-minute session, and we focus on two things when it comes to your session. So you kind of pick these things out where you feel like you're not sharp in. We'll meet at the studio, or we'll meet somewhere locally. And sometimes we can even do a Zoom session, and we'll kind of talk about these things, man, and kind of show you guys how to do this. So I do have a lot of people who come in who need to learn this here. A lot of people do not know how to use the exposure triangle, and so that's something that we really focus on, is helping people with their exposure triangle. And then another thing is the Lightroom. How do you back up your files? What's your workflow when you cull your photos, and how do you send your photos to your client? That's another big one, is how to organize and how to deliver your packaging. So if you scroll down, you also see a skills package. So the focus package is more, we're just talking. We're not really doing shooting at this phase. We're just talking. We're just honing in on some skills. And after you do the focus package, you're taking those skills and you're practicing those skills that you learned in this one-on-one mentoring session. The skills package is more hands-on. This is where we get hands-on, buddy. I mean hands-on. It's like we're shooting, we're getting a model in the studio, and we're just going in for these 4 hours. And so you have the option to choose between an outdoor or indoor studio. And some people want to learn studio, they want to learn lighting, they want to learn how to shoot on backdrops. Others want to learn on how to pose or how to shoot with natural light. How to be creative in your shooting, how to talk to clients, how to be respectful to clients. And so I teach all of those in the skills package. But while I'm teaching that, you're also applying it. You're actually doing it. Okay. And so we also have a shadowing package. Some people love to come with me on weddings, or come with me on gigs, or even a photo session, and just kind of shadow me and watch how I interact with the client, watch how I'm using my settings or what I'm looking for, because it just reassures them that they can do it. And so shadowing is a great opportunity for beginner photographers or videographers to come on a set with me and shoot and just watch everything I do. And even on the shadowing opportunities, I try to give you some insights on what I'm doing. And so I have a 1-hour consultation. So sometimes people don't know what they want to do, or some people just want to ask me some questions. And so what I do is I just have a 1-hour session, and you can ask me whatever questions you want, and I'll answer them joints. And so last but not least, I have my online education, and that's this platform here. And I'm gonna come back to that to talk about workshops. But this is my online platform here. It's Marcus D. Porter Education. That's marcusdportereducation.com. And if you come on here, you'll see my website. And so on my website, as you can see, people who struggle with equipment, lighting, I help, answer those questions that you have. A lot of beginners, it's hard for them to find a mentor, or they ask local photographers or videographers how to do this or how to do that, and they're not getting the responses that they need. You can come here, man. You come here and get all the questions that you need. What camera to get, what laptop to get, what lens to get, what equipment do you need, how to shoot it, how to get your light good, how to take sharp photos. It's here. in my first course. And so these are all different courses that I want to kind of come out. And so this is not easy, man. This is hard work, man. So I really have to buckle down and film these courses and just make it entertaining for you guys. But I do have the first one out, which is called Camera Basics. Headshots is the next one that I'm working on, kind of teaching you guys how I shoot headshots. You got video editing, marketing, dramatic portraits, lifestyle studio, just a lot of different topics there. That's your boy right there chilling. This is a little story about me. You know how I used to be a technician working at FedEx. Left that job, and I've been doing this full time for about 5 years now. I've been shooting for over like 13, 14 years, but I've been full time for about 5 years. And so this is my website as far as the monthly memberships. And as you can see there, just for a low fee, you can get into the course and just kind of start getting some of those questions answered that you need. And so let me go back to my education site, my one-on-one mentoring, and just talk about these workshops. So I got some workshops that's coming up. I think I'm going to have one come up for next month. And I think I will have a workshop, pretty much throughout the summer. And so just stay tuned to this page, man, because there's some workshops that's going to be coming out. And then I'm also going to be traveling to certain cities doing workshops as well. So I'm excited about the workshops. I think I'm going to kind of have maybe no more than 10 people, 15 max. But these are going to be some cool hands-on workshops that we'll get to do. And I'm going to start here locally. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, and I hope to travel to a few other cities throughout 2022 with the workshop. So I'm excited about that. These are just some examples of teaching maybe like some natural light workshops, some off-camera flash workshops, maybe some videography workshops, some studio or headshot workshops, and how to make 6 figures type of workshops, man. Just kind of helping people build their business, man. So I'm kind of excited about that, man. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys my website, just kind of let you guys know where I'm coming from when it comes to like the educational side in 2022 is to really educate more people, really take this thing seriously and just put it out there. And so I'm also going to be putting out educational tips here on this channel and just kind of helping my community out here on YouTube and just letting them know, hey man, I got the tips, I got the tools you need, I got the advice, the knowledge to help you grow, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part 2 of the video of what I'm doing here in 2022. I hope this information was helpful. If it was helpful, man, just let me know in the comments below what you like, what you didn't like. Hit the thumbs up button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be notified. You feel me? Hey, it's your boy Marcus D. Porter. I'm out of here. Holla at your boy. Peace.